I've never been happier. That's just, oh, fuck. I'm getting a head rush.
I heard you laughing down here.
Yeah. Well,
They said I was a full-size midget.
okay.
That's great.
And then made the acronym FSM. Oh my god.
You need the hat.
Yeah.
Excuse me, fully midge. I just gotta grab a drink.
How you guys doing today? Good, good.
This isn't
You
good.
guys ever heard of us before?
What's that, bud?
This mic's not
Awesome.
turning on.
That's why we're
That's
here.
not good. That's
We
bad.
got some little cards
It's the
here,
opposite
guys.
of good. Oh.
Well, we're going to try and record this with just one mic then.
While that's going on, can we charge that?
Yeah, throw it on the charger and hit the...
Yeah.
See the black wire with three things coming off it? Plug it into one of those and hit the big power button. I don't think it's dead.
Heat sensitive?
That's what I'm thinking. There's a big round power button. Nope. That's it. Right next to the yellow sticker. Did the green light come on?
Yep.
Yeah. Alright, we'll see what happens.
It is a battery, man.
Where you guys
Baby. Dave, I'm Tom. We met. That's Pat. You guys met.
Hello.
You guys all
I'm going to double check and make sure that this is recording.
it's like a casino trip out here.
We're not even at home, right? Like we're here. And I still
so those are,
check
our super
my
secret
attire to make
sauce.
sure I'm not wearing anything from work because we don't talk about where we work on the podcast.
Gotcha.
And I still am like,
High ponytail.
nope, I'm good. Okay.
Also, this has special Velcro.
Are we good? We're
Yeah,
recording?
we're recording.
Woo!
Camera looks a little crooked, but
2 out of 3 is not bad.
We're looking at this thing.
Pat's super upset because when you were in here earlier and we were recording our
got it.
podcast, we only got 27 minutes.
Very good to meet you
and then
guys.
the thing just stopped recording. No idea why.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. Last weekend we deleted like 4 videos.
on the
So
left?
we didn't record like 4
With all those
anyways.
lemons?
So that was cool. That was real cool. So let's hope this one gets recorded.
How we doing?
Or not, whatever.
Congratulations.
Either way, we're going to
Welcome
have fun.
to the
Cool as
club.
flow.
I love
That's
it.
right.
So we can do, Nick told us that you were on a giant weight loss journey. You lost about 200 pounds.
So, yeah, 185 pounds so far.
Was that all?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I started, my heaviest was 387. Now I'm about 204, 205. Depending
Just over Griff, and now you're just
if I
under
pooped or
us.
not.
Jeez.
What? Okay, so let's talk about that. How old are you?
I'm 44.
When and you started how long ago?
I mean, on and off pretty much my whole life.
Okay.
I've always been heavy, but the actual journey, I had my surgery on April 29th of 2021.
Okay.
So April this year was 1 year.
So this is dramatic. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you're losing multiple pounds.
It's a whole person and a half. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 185. That's what I wrestled in high school.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
189.
weighed slightly over that getting out of high school. So that was a long time ago.
favorites.
That's the rule.
Are you going to show us the before picture?
Wherever you take your test,
Wow.
Oh, she's doing it
My
too.
wife had the surgery as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she had hers done a little bit before me.
it's kind of like
That is. Man, it's crazy. I'm looking at your head compared to your head.
Yeah.
And the funny part is,
yeah, it is.
so we went to Disney. This is us in Disney for Thanksgiving. Going through TSA, the agent actually had to stop.
Oh. Yeah.
She's like, that's you, but it's not you.
Yeah.
Well, it's me, but it's a whole person.
Yeah.
That's
So,
awesome.
so you said you guys had surgery. I assume that's the
Vertical sleeve gastrectomy.
big word. Or it's a lot of words together.
So there's 2 major weight loss surgeries that you can do. There's the bypass, where they take the bottom part of your stomach, and that normally goes to your small intestine or your large intestine, and they bypass part of your intestine so that you don't absorb as much.
Okay.
What we had done is where they take your stomach, or if you think of it as like a gallon Ziploc bag,
Right.
they cut it off to make a sandwich bag.
Listen, I don't know what she wants
So
to do.
they cut off about 2/3 of your stomach,
No,
the bottom half, and they pull it out,
I'm fighting
Yeah.
my cancer.
and they literally make a sleeve
Hey,
okay.
that's what's
that
up, man.
I can only eat a cup and a half of food at a time.
Are you measuring and weighing your food or no? Not
Not
at
at
this
all.
point. But you did
When I
it
first
first.
started, I had to be pretty careful with what I was eating. And
Sure.
Yeah, 'cause
And if
it
you
could-
push it, you'll just stretch your stomach back out.
no, it would hit and it would stop and then it would come back up.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's good because then you can't.
It's good, but it's not good because your stomach does not act the same anymore.
Sure.
So the act of return felt incredibly weird.
Yeah.
And it's brutally painful.
It's
Is
like-
it worse
was
now?
Very painful.
Yeah.
Like every now and then I'll do something where I'll eat something I really shouldn't have, and my stomach will let me know.
Yeah.
And also
Sure.
I'll start spasming. And I'm like, oh,
guys. We'll talk to you soon.
I gotta find a bathroom.
Why did you? Okay, who chose which of the two surgeries you would get?
So we both chose.
You and the doctor?
Yeah,
Okay. And you agreed?
yeah. And I researched it a bunch beforehand
Okay.
because I knew what I wanted to do, and because I know a bunch of people like they used to do the bypass. That was the only one they used to do.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, they started with the bypass.
Right.
And you look at people that had them done, and they lose the weight, and then they're back.
Right.
They lose weight, and they're back.
It seems like that would be the easier route because it seems like if you're just not absorbing as much, you can just eat as much as you want still.
And with the bypass, there's a lot of things you can't eat anymore. You got to be careful of fatty food. You got to be careful of greasy foods.
Okay.
With the sleeve, I can eat whatever I want.
Just in
Small
moderation.
It's much smaller moderation. Like last night, we got my son and I got the apple crisp. I had 5 or 6 spoonfuls of it, and I was done.
Sure.
America.
Instead of like eating that one and going back for another one.
Sure. Now, and so you said your son, how many kids?
I have 2. We have a 20-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old son.
Are you and this, is that your wife?
Yep,
Okay. Are they both your children?
they are both our children.
Okay.
I think
I hope so. They're both her children.
they look like me, so it's unfortunately it's
Unfortunate for them.
unfortunate for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they must be over the moon about this.
Oh, they like it. They both have their weight issues, so they're both.
Okay.
And my son's working on his, and my daughter's a senior at UConn.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately, it's
Yeah, when you're stuck in a dorm room all day. It's
when you eat, college food.
Yeah. Yeah, cafeteria food every day, 3 times a day.
Yeah, on buffet style.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And that I've eaten at UConn. Their food's not bad at all. It is good
I
stuff.
forget she's up by the alumni, so their cafeteria is one of the better ones.
Ah, okay.
Like we went up there one time for breakfast, and it's just like, okay, there's just a whole trough of bacon.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, all right,
I
yep.
love bacon.
Next time you go, let us know.
So
We'll get your money's worth.
Yeah.
So you said your son's working on his issues.
Yep.
Or his weight issue. Does it make it easier for him because you and your wife have to limit how much you can eat? So obviously you're making smaller portions for yourselves.
It is because like I'm Italian. I
Yeah.
grew up in an Italian house. My grandfather Italian, my mom was Italian. So it's like when we make meals, if anybody knows they're true Italian, like all right, you make a
make it.
pasta. Normal people they make, all right, we're making a small amount of pasta. Italians like the box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is that's how you know it's the right amount.
That's how you measure it, the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with
And
you.
when you make sauce, it's like, all right, I'm making sauce.
You
And,
make
and now,
Oh,
like, yeah,
Trying to.
3 cans. Like, all right,
Yeah.
now I'm like, all right, I got to do
Beautiful day.
a smaller amount of sauce because I'm not
You're gonna
eating
have
as.
most of the
Yeah.
stuff
Right.
behind you, so your product.
But yeah, it's a huge adjustment, just getting everything out of the way, just making sure that we're not putting massive amounts of food out anymore. And just,
Yeah. That's so my son's obviously
Yeah, but if you
We're
do
heavy.
5 shows,
my son's heavy, and when he came to live with me 2 years ago, and that was one of the biggest things is the portion control. But he's also older; he's 13, so like I give him freedom to, graze about. You want a snack, you can get a snack. But he'll eat snacks all day and no meal, and it's always crap snacks. So I can't leave anything like around for him.
Correct. And
You know what I mean?
the kids those age, if they're like my son's playing video games,
Yeah.
like we bought, like he loves popcorn, the microwave popcorn, so we bought the smaller bags.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, that'd be good. You can make one bag.
No, you think
Right.
that they'll
I go-
make 4 bags.
I go to get home at night. I'm like, I open go to throw something on. I'm like, there's 3 bags in there.
Yeah.
No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
we were
Right.
fixing them last night.
Well, it worked for him.
Yeah.
So, well, that's great. My mom actually had surgery. I don't know how much she lost, but she lost a ton of weight, and she She goes back and forth. Like, she hasn't put on a significant amount of weight, but she has eventually put back on some weight. She puts it back in check. She's like, all right, I got to do this. So now she.
And your parents got the Ziploc bag or the bypass?
I believe she got the Ziploc.
That is what I will refer to it as from now on. That was the perfect explanation.
When I explain to people, like I draw a picture, like, okay, this is a rough, like, you basically, you're slicing a line in the stomach, that comes out.
Right.
Yeah.
They basically remove it from the body. They sew up that.
Oh, so during the surgery, you actually lose weight?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But then, like, immediately after the surgery, because you can't eat anything significant for a while, you're drinking water.
So I was on a liquid diet for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
But literally, no. So
No, you have no interest in
even
eating.
before that, I wanted to eat. I was a fat kid, so I wanted to eat. 3 weeks. The normal pre-surgery is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You have to go on a liquid diet in order to shrink up your kidneys, to make room in your, to lose weight, so they see that you're serious.
Yeah.
Because of I was almost 400 pounds. They're like, oh, you gotta go do it for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So for 3 weeks, I was
Bonus week, cool.
protein shakes, chicken broth, and like a little bit of frozen veggies.
Yeah, steamed vegetables. Yep, my mom did the same thing.
Yep.
I actually
I was
would
literally
be okay
making,
with that.
I was literally making
You
soup
think that that's all you're eating for 3 weeks.
until 3 weeks, and you're like,
Yeah.
and there's no salt.
Oh no, I'm out.
You gotta
No
watch the salt
salt.
because
That's-
everything's gotta shrink up.
Right.
Yeah.
Your kidneys gotta shrink up. Everything. And
It
So-
was,
This is obviously, if you have medical insurance, this is covered by your provider.
sometimes. So I'm also in the medical. I'm in the insurance.
Oh, okay.
I work at the Bristol Hospital.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say that, but I work there and I do the authorizations for some things. So recently, I believe, about 10 years ago, the Clintons allowed the insurance companies to omit certain things in your insurance plans.
Which is insanity because America's growing very quickly.
And the obesity rate is unbelievable in this country.
Right.
So one of the things they're allowed to omit is bariatric surgery.
That's insane.
So unfortunately, our insurance policy did not cover bariatric surgery. So we actually, where I got it done with Bristol Hospital, they have a program where it's, instead of them $60,000 it normally costs for insurance, it's $18,500,
Okay.
and we're just paying per month,
What does that look like monthly, if I can ask?
$220 a month.
Okay. So it's not cheap, but it's not insane.
No. And we had to put like $3,000 down, but
It's a car payment.
luckily, yeah, it pretty much is because we both are doing this. We both had the surgery at almost the same time.
Right.
yeah.
But luckily, my wife's a doctor herself,
Okay.
Okay.
so we have the funds to do it. It's doable, and it's,
Can we stop referring to her as your wife and start calling you your sugar mama?
it pretty much is.
Well, so what's great about this is you have somebody that she has somebody and you have somebody because I'm not gonna hear any of that. She has.
That's a great point, Tom. Very poignant.
That was amazing.
Yeah, she has. You both have somebody to do it with, right? Because I feel like that could be. Luckily, so my father is heavy set, but he's always been able to lose weight by just dieting and watching what he's eating. And like now he's, I think the thinnest I remember him in my entire life. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that my mom had that surgery, so
Yep.
he stuck with her and like, okay, I'm gonna watch what I'm eating. I'll eat a normal meal, but
And even before that, like we had gone through like a couple different weight loss, journeys where like we did CrossFit for a few years, where I was down to about 180 at that point.
oh damn,
But
And you went back up to 387?
Yep.
it's
That's
so
gotta
easy.
kill
Because
you mentally.
we were working out. We were going to the gym, 5-6 days a week. We were eating paleo. We were doing different things, caveman diet, and it just got to a point where like, all right, all right, one buffet,
It's
one
a
thing,
slippery slope.
one thing of bread. All right, we'll just add a little pasta in.
Yeah, and any addict should understand that mentality.
And that is, I can't stress enough, especially like when I tell people about like what I've done. Food addiction is 100% real.
Oh, yeah.
Addiction, and people don't like. They're like, oh, it's not. No, food addiction is 100% real, and it affects so many people without them even knowing it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those addictions and actually obsessive compulsiveness were described to me by this therapist as we have a little liar inside of us.
Yep.
And the little liar tells the heroin addict, like, one more time, and then I'll quit. Or the alcoholic, one more drink, and then I'll quit. Or me and Tommy, one more fast food, but then like I'm not going to the drive-thru anymore.
Yeah.
And that little liar just keeps you addicted for as long as you allow it.
100%, and you can just look at things like, you can look back at your behavior like, all right, I got out of work at 5 o'clock, I was tired, so I just stopped, at KFC and got, some chicken, but then you look at it like the next day, like, I didn't just get, the one meal.
No,
I got a bucket and 4 sides, and then I sat on the couch and inhaled it.
Plus you get the wings. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Then the next day you look at it like, oh, what'd I do? I did. You get the remorse the next day, like, all right. But then you go do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your brain, like, and especially the foods were in this country,
Yeah, because it's so shot up with all kinds of
Packed with addictive chemicals.
carbs and sugar. Sugar addiction is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
And they put it into everything. You can't get a loaf of bread from the grocery store without having sugar.
I wholeheartedly believe, I've said this before on the podcast, I think that when like the low-fat diet stuff came out, which I think was 70s, 80s, I really think that was the sugar industry going, at some point they're going to catch on.
Yep.
And the only thing we can do is not be the nightmare. So let's make fat the nightmare so nobody looks at us.
And which is funny you say that, because like now there's like a revolution where it's going the other way again.
Yeah, absolutely. High fat, low sugar.
Like the people are looking at it like, okay, real fat is actually healthy. Your avocados, your pasture raised beefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real fat is good for you. It doesn't cause artery.
No.
The carbohydrates in your diet is what's actually causing that.
Yeah.
Right.
It's 100%. I mean, and because I did keto for a while, I lost a bunch of weight on keto, and I loved it.
Yeah.
Because you feel amazing.
You get the energy back. And if you ever get your blood work done while you're doing keto,
your cholesterol's
down, your fats are down, your blood pressure is good. Like, wait a minute.
What's going on?
Yeah. And then like, all right, but then you go back, like one little thing.
Because that's what it comes down to, right? I'm a carb addict. Like you said, spaghetti earlier. I love pasta. I could eat pasta for days. A nice meat sauce.
And that's the thing for me. Like I spent a few years in restaurants.
Yeah.
So I learned to cook. I learned to cook for my grandfather. I worked at an Italian deli as a teenager.
Yeah.
So I love cooking.
Yeah.
And even now, like for the Boy Scouts, when we had COVID, we were at camp.
Yeah.
They didn't have any staff there, so like, oh, can you do cooking for us?
Yeah.
Sure can.
So I'm like cooking for 60 kids in a nice commercial kitchen. Sure.
Yeah. All day.
Well, and that's tough when you're losing weight, cooking, because you're sampling the whole time.
Yes.
And that's also a slippery
So
slope.
luckily, I'm using a small spoon to do everything. I'm like, all right, I'm doing a small spoon, and like, when I was making the meat sauce, like my dinner was, I brought a zucchini, and I made zucchini pasta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you have a veggetti?
It broke.
Ah,
And
from
unfortunately,
overuse.
Yes.
We loved it.
I probably have to find one here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Walmart in the as seen on TV section. Something.
Unfortunately, you put it in the dishwasher a few too many times, and it dries out, and
Yeah.
the plastic breaks.
Right.
So, do you watch what you eat now?
Pretty much, like, so right now my trainer, I go to a trainer once a week, and we're just trying to get, work on certain parts of me. So like I'm monitoring my food intake.
Yep.
And then I just started Keenan, his last name, but the Muscle
Yep.
from Diesel Brothers.
Oh,
He's doing like a weight loss challenge. You ever
Okay.
seen Diesel Brothers?
no, I was thinking of the Hodge twins.
Different thing.
They're both huge.
Yeah.
But the Diesel Brothers, they do like they had a show on Discovery, and they had a.
They're
out of Utah. He has his own nutrition line. He's a big dude. So he's doing like a $5,000 weight loss challenge. So I'm like, all right, sitting on that, it's pretty much free, so, what's the worst that can happen?
Well,
Yeah.
it gives you some motivation too that you're part of something.
It's nice to always have a reason.
Yeah, and it's, if I can win $5,000, I'm like, all right, that's money I can put in guns.
So I have like a million very personal questions just running through my head. You don't have to answer any of them, but I'm going to ask them.
Go for it.
The physical changes in your body. Obviously, there are like loose parts, stretched parts. Are those things, if you wanted to correct those things, are those things covered by insurance?
So that is, so like we have, my wife had hers done. She had a full 360 band done where they took out almost like 6 inches of skin. Hers was not covered because
Tom, another really good point. Thank you.
I'm really worried about this.
Did we mention we were at the fair?
And right next to some big loudspeakers.
Yeah.
Hers was not covered unfortunately, but she also had a revision done. So, but mine was covered.
Okay.
Because like the doctor was able to manipulate, like, oh, you have a rash going on. Because we call it a fupa,
Sure. Yep.
the
We're
front
with you.
butt.
Yeah.
A front butt.
But I have like a big portion of skin where it hangs down.
Yeah, because you lost so much weight and it was pretty
And
stretched.
it was already like I was already young because the way I had my belt tied and everything. So
Yeah.
That's actually
it's almost 20 pounds of skin.
Oh, as soon as you do that, you'll be one.
Like now, I started when I started out like a 50 waist. I'm at a 38 now, so I'll be down like a 34 once I get that, and that's in February.
Can you? Obviously, you understand the risk of gaining the weight again. Can you see yourself ever doing it?
I absolutely can,
Yeah.
because I'm an idiot and I do stupid shit all the time.
I feel you.
But like I'm trying to get myself into a place where I get a routine going.
Yep.
Like, you know, I work 8 hours a day, but then I get home, I got the kid, we drop the kid off to do his karate. I go to the gym.
Yep.
And I have friends at the gym that, like, you know, I haven't been there in a few days because we're getting ready for the fair.
Yep.
So they're texting me like, where are you? Why are you here? I'm like, oh, I'm at the fair. But like the other night we came and set up the tent. Okay, I was pouring sweat.
Yeah.
Because we're setting the tent up, we're getting ice, we're doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, don't worry, I'm getting my workout in. Like, I got my apps going. Like,
See, well, but I think it's important to have a good structure around you, right? Where
Yep.
like, or a good support system where they are asking where you're at. Because, you know, if you have lazy people around you and they don't care for you, you know, it's very easy to fall into a lazy mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and that's like when I first started doing this, we were going to the purple gym.
Yep.
And which is great because I got I had my workout on my phone. I go through, I got my headphones on. I did what I needed to do. I got out, and then we a couple of guys in town, they opened up pretty much their own gym,
Yep.
and it's like a bodybuilding
Yeah, and you're there
type
with
based
people.
gym, but it's community based.
Yep.
Everybody says hello to each other. We talk to each other.
Right.
You know, we're just getting to know each other, and you know they train. They're both big dudes.
Yeah.
Harrison and Brett,
Yep.
Beyond Ordinary in Torrington.
Okay.
That certainly makes it easier to show up every day. Like, I have something to look forward to going to the gym other than just walking on a freaking treadmill.
And that's the thing, like, you know, you go in there and there's all these different equipment. You know, if I need to, you know, throw a set of weights down, I'm not gonna have alarm going off on me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, backpedal. Come on.
And you know, there's people that go in there, they're younger kids that come in, they see like, there's one dude in there, he gets in there, he gets on 365 and just like, all right, he's
Yeah.
warming up, and you look at him like, he's like just a cornbread
Yeah.
big dude,
Yeah.
and he's like, he just starts warming up 365, like, all right, slaps another set of plates on there, and like, oh, no. And these kids are watching like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, takes a bunch of plates over, you try it.
Yeah.
All right. And we bounce off each other. We feed off each other's energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
We're,
That's awesome.
You go to a commercial gym, it doesn't
No,
happen.
nobody wants to talk to you.
How
Well, that's where I would go because I don't like talking to people.
Yeah.
Somehow
How
I
is
feel-
your energy level being the smaller version of yourself?
Oh, it's through the roof. I
Yeah.
mean, emotionally and physically, I have more energy. Like before, I would come home from work, sit on the couch, make dinner, and then I'd be asleep on the couch by 9:30.
Yeah.
Now, like we still go to bed like 10 o'clock because I'm up at 6 in the morning to get to work. But
Yep.
If anything, it's good for him. It trains him to keep
I'm moving. I'm doing stuff. I'm doing it with the scouts. I'm going to the gym 6 days a week. You know, we competitive shoot.
Yeah.
So
that's
doing,
cool.
We're doing that doing that more now.
So you're definitely way more active.
Physically, emotionally,
Yeah.
everything
So,
is just.
speaking of being more active, another invasive question. Your wife, you showed us pictures. She's beautiful. She has the electric hair. She's covered
Yep.
in tattoos. Your sex life now.
As much it's tripled at least.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
you mean in frequency?
Yes.
But it also has to be significantly
in length,
better.
in length too, and because like
Okay, sure.
even part of my issue
'Cause you don't feel like you're gonna die.
so I wasn't sweating like a hog on top of her.
Right.
Yeah.
And even like I was experiencing some ED issues.
Yeah.
Sure.
With my
sure.
weight and my blood pressure.
Sure.
Yeah. Wow. Awesome.
So-
How old are you again?
44.
44.
So as a 38-year-old guy, I was having issues.
Yeah.
And even at that, like, I was like, all right, whatever, we worked around it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But things, would taper down. Like, all right, we were
Yeah.
both tired. Like, no,
Sure.
I'd
yeah.
fall asleep on the couch. She'd fall asleep. Like,
Yeah. And now you can't wait to go home to.
But on top of, that's not what I meant.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, that was my next sentence. On top of, like being able to enjoy her more and being able to satisfy her more, she also is on this journey with you. So,
Yep.
I mean, she is a smoke show, which is a pretty nice benefit.
and she's actually starting to get it. She's always been self-conscious of herself, so now she's actually starting to see like I've always been complimentary to her.
Sure.
Beautiful. But she never always see it. But now she's starting to. She's
And that
posting
pays
more.
off tenfold in the bedroom.
And
She's
she's actually-
feeling herself.
It absolutely does. It's,
Yeah.
Because if you both have good energy,
Yeah.
you can build off that.
Sure.
If even one of you is feeling like self-conscious or
Yeah. It makes
Yeah,
it not as
well,
if-
yeah, I'm sure dealing with any ED issue, you're just freaking out like, oh boy, don't let this happen.
yeah, and you're like, every guy's gone through like no.
Oh, been
Oh,
there.
Fuck.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? Like, all right, all right.
I immediately blame them.
Yeah.
Like, this is clearly something you've done.
It's like, what did you do? You can either blame them or you're like, oh, you're that good.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah. I think that there's a common misconception that, like, to be the size you were, you're sticking a straw into a bag of lard and drinking it. What were you eating when you were that size?
So my typical diet at that big, I ate a lot. I was eating 4,000 to 5,000 calories a day.
But that's not like insanity.
But
That's like,
it's really, especially with what we
I mean,
have
at the
these
fair,
days.
half these people are going to eat 5,000 calories.
Like if you figure, okay, if you make a chicken parm dinner, you have one piece of chicken parm, some pasta, and that's a 1,500 calories right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're doing that for 3 meals. Like you have your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's 4,500 calories if you don't have a snack or a soda.
And I never drank sodas. I always had zero sugar, whatever it was.
Sure.
Like I love Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Monsters, the zero sugar ones.
Are you doing V's while you losing weight?
So I can do them. I'm back to doing a little bit of carbonation, but I have to put it into a water bottle and shake it, get rid of the fizz.
Yeah.
I would
'cause
actually love that. I hate carbonation. I drink them because I require
The
them.
Monster, the iced tea ones.
Yeah, like the rehabs.
The
and
rehabs.
stuff.
I love those.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they have the 0-calorie ones?
Yeah, they're 0 calories.
Oh.
Yeah.
The peach tea one is amazing too.
Ah, this is eye-opening. I'm so excited. Tomorrow morning.
Those and the bangs. I love the bangs.
Bang
Yeah,
is
Bang.
so
The peach
freaking
mango?
good. I do the pina colada and I do the black cherry vanilla. Ah,
But I have a water bottle at work, so I pour it into there with some ice, shake it up.
Yeah.
you don't
yeah.
water it down. You just
Nope, I just get rid of the fizz,
okay.
and then I can drink it.
Man, I like that. I might do that.
But yeah, it's like people are like, oh, you're just like, okay, so if I eat three meals a day and like 2 or 3 snacks a day,
Yeah,
That's it.
you're
Yeah,
right.
you're
I'm at 6,000 calories.
yeah, and you're putting on weight rapidly.
But my activity level wasn't.
Wasn't-
Right.
And when you
Your
get
output wasn't matching your input. at all.
exactly, and it really is a calorie in and calorie out game.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you can say like, oh, you need to eat different quality food, or you need, but at the end of the day, if you're eating vegan, if you're eating keto, if you're eating whatever, if you're eating 5,000 calories, you're eating 5,000 calories.
Yeah.
If you're eating 1,500 calories,
You're losing weight.
you're burning 2,000, you're gonna lose weight, and that 1,500 better be, protein, and it better be, some high vitamin stuff.
Well, because I think that would affect really how where your energy level's at to do the activities
The sun out there, you can't
to
always
burn.
start.
But you can use 1,500 calories of junk and have no energy, and
Yes.
probably still, to a certain degree, lose some weight. Because, as long as you're doing,
And especially if your body, like, when I was heavy and I had my hormones checked, I was all out of whack.
Yeah.
My testosterone was off, I had high estrogen, and I was like, okay, here's why you're not losing weight.
yeah,
Your thyroid is just
it doesn't know what to do.
doesn't know what to do, because you're overweight. As soon as I started coming down, I was like, all right, everything starts going into
It's like a
balance.
snowball effect.
Yeah, like now my testosterone back up where it should be. not everybody has that, so it's like, okay, you know, like my wife, she actually gets these pellets inserted because she is notoriously, she has hypothyroidism.
Yeah.
So her thyroid doesn't respond as it should.
Right.
So she actually gets testosterone pellets to bring up her levels to a normal level.
Okay.
So when she does that, all right, you know, she's back to being, you know, she works out as well. She can start building muscle again, and
Sure.
you know, all that just it's all working with my team of doctors and just
Yeah.
making sure I'm where I'm supposed to be and get back up to a normal level.
Well, I'm sure it helps too that she is a doctor or in the medical field, so that she.
Either that or it's super annoying. One of the two.
So being married to a doctor is great, and it's not because if you're like, oh, I got this going on, she's like, call your doctor. Like, you are a doctor. I'm not your doctor.
And then say call a doctor.
Like, all right. But then it's like, all right, you know, you get a sinus infection, like she'll call in antibiotics.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't have to go.
Yeah. And
See,
then,
like that's one of my biggest things is going to the doctor. That's one of my biggest annoyances. So I have gout, right? Horrible gout, and
Doctor.
I have horrible gout, and I refuse. Like I'm not big for going to get my yearly checkups. I never have them. So I was on a pill that I was supposed to take every day.
Yep.
Right, years ago, and my year ran out, and they wouldn't resubscribe me the prescription.
you were
So I went and saw her, and then I had a gout flare. So my options are: I go back to this doctor who I don't want to see because they, like, I didn't even want to go, and they wouldn't renew my prescription. Go to the walk-in or go to the ER, and I don't want to pay the ER bill for. Like, I walk in, I'm like, this is what's wrong with me. I just need a prescription. I don't need to be seen.
yeah, you already know what's going on.
Yeah, and they're like, oh no, we gotta do blood tests, we gotta do this and that because I gotta bill my insurance company for something, you know. So
Well, they all
it's just-
their protocols actually. Like if you go into the ER and you say I have this issue, well, they have a list of a protocol that they have to follow.
Yeah.
It's wild. Man.
And it's like if you go to your practitioner, they don't have that. They don't have those protocols.
Yeah.
They don't have to do that. But it's like, so my wife is an APRN, nurse practitioner,
Yep.
and she went back and got her doctorate, and then she actually got another post degree after that for doing mental health.
Okay.
So her field is actually behavioral health for addictions.
Okay.
But she has a separate side practice where she does med management, and she has a few other things. So she knows like where the blood work aspect of all that. So like if she sees somebody and she knows their symptoms, she can prescribe the correct medications without having to go through the whole.
The whole.
Let's try this first. She knows. All right, here's your issue. Here are your options.
Yeah.
Which do you want to try first?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, here's the pros and cons of those.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, as an APRN, she's different than like an MD
Yeah. Exactly.
because she tries to go for a more holistic approach to it. Like, here's your 3 options. Here's the pros and cons of those. What do you think?
Yeah.
And that's like her patients love her. Like,
Yeah.
She's just like, all right, here's this. Try this, and we'll check back in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
No, like, here's your options. We're still gonna check back, but let's see how you do first.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to check back ever.
I'm terrible at following up with the doctor as well.
I was too when I was heavy.
They hit.
I
I've
had
always-
asthma. I had reflux. It was.
Jeez.
I had asthma because of the reflux.
See, I'm happy. I've never had like I get heartburn every once in a while, but I've never had real like reflux issue. I'm so happy about that.
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
I like if I have a pepperoni and then go to bed, I will wake up in the middle of the night
Fire
with
breath.
fire in my mouth.
Yep.
You burp and it's just like everything burns, and like I'm reaching, just pouring water down. Nothing gets the burn to go away.
No, so-
I'm chewing Tums. I'm like, ah.
Some pasta sauce, like if they're real acidic,
Yeah.
Yes.
that'll happen, but it's not very often. Like it's not a continuous thing where I ever watch what I'm eating. Clearly, I never watch what I'm eating.
When I'm eating well, like when I'm paying attention, I have zero heartburn, acid reflux, none of it.
Yeah.
The second I am not, especially like the second that I stop doing it and go back
Yeah.
and like eat a pepperoni pizza, that night is absolute hell.
And I had asthma because of my reflux.
Yeah.
The acid was splashing up into my lungs,
Holy cow.
causing the inflammation. So like now, like since my surgery, I haven't had the reflux.
Yeah.
My lungs have healed. I can run now without an inhaler.
Do you enjoy running?
Yeah, man. You can't go wrong with unicorns.
I do
right?
because I
get it.
have to. And
Psychos in
You
here.
know?
Yeah.
She's more.
people talk about like the runner's high.
Nice. Yeah. Way to go.
No, runners are high. That's the difference.
No, so what's funny, so my dad was probably late 40s, early 50s. And we played pool on a league. And one of the guys was an active runner. Like, he just run, like, he did 5Ks and all that stuff. And we were out in Vegas.
He
So this
definitely
was,
kills people. He's definitely a murderer.
we were out in, I'll tell you a story.
Oh my God, he's a serial killer. Can't believe this happened.
So we were out in Vegas, and my dad had just lost a bunch of weight by just dieting, and he was like, "Hey, have you ever tried?" He's like, I'm looking for something to get me to the next level because like I'm kind of plateaued. He goes, "Have you tried running?" And he's like, "I'm not." He goes, "It's so hilly where we live and stuff." He goes, "Listen, we're out here in Vegas. We'll get up early in the morning. We'll go out for a jog. Just it's cooler then, whatever. It's flat." They went out and they ran like 3 miles. So he came home and he ran for like a good solid year and a half.
Wow.
And he said he just
How we doing,
this
boss?
runner's high that he
Good to
hits.
see you again, man.
He loves it. And then so they were so he hasn't ran in a few years. They were at church or something and they were talking about it. He went home that night and ran. He hasn't done it since.
How are you today?
But he can still like and to be that old in life and pick up that, I think it's good. You know what I mean?
We did run. I did 5Ks. My wife actually did a few marathons.
Wow.
We went to Disney
Yeah.
because they do the marathons through the Disney ones. And we did a few of those, and I went and did a 5K with her. And I can do a 5K.
How are you?
I'm not doing it. I don't care if I could do it. I wouldn't do it.
It's
No.
I do it more just because like I'm trying to do. I'll tell them like I'm trying to get into the tactical games
Yep.
for 2023.
Yeah.
One of the parts on that is a 4-mile run with a plate carrier, rifle, full kit out.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, I got it. Like if I can do that and not die,
Phenomenal, man.
Well, hey,
That's
I
funny.
mean,
Yeah.
you're used to carrying the weight around, so if you can,
that's the thing.
That's a
Like,
good point.
you know,
yeah.
if you can get the running,
Yeah, man.
like running that far, and then given you gotta add the weight back, because you
and
no
then
way
be able
you're
to shoot
gonna-
accurately afterwards.
Yeah, I bet.
Like now I go
Every
to
day.
the club up in Winstead,
Yeah,
and I use the action pits.
yeah,
So what I'll do is I'll put all my stuff up there. I'll run down to the pistol pit and run back up to the action pit,
How you doing, guys?
and then shoot
yeah,
and try to hit the target.
yeah,
I'm pretty decent. All right, put it down, go do it again.
yeah.
Come back up and just dying.
Yeah, and just keep train
Yeah.
yourself. Hey, that'd be pretty cool if you could get into it. That'd be awesome.
And that's
going on, boss?
like I've seen the videos and like anybody that's watched like that's into that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like oh, it's cool stuff. Like
That is cool. That's like American Gladiators, the real world edition.
and that's I grew up American Gladiators.
Yeah, hell
Like,
yeah.
I always wanted that rocket bow. And
Yeah.
yeah,
The thing that shot
shit
the
was cool.
football out.
Yeah.
yeah.
I always wanted that stuff.
Or the like Laser, Blaze.
Yep. Storm.
Yeah. They just had the coolest names.
And they're
Really? Oh, so good. They wore like wrestling singlets and they
with American flag.
yeah. And the contestants basically were against them, but also competing against each other.
Okay.
But the gladiators were all these big, voided out
Monsters.
modern women, just like they're whatever they couldn't the WWE, whatever it is.
He now.
Yeah, whatever wrestling they couldn't make in wrestling. These
They
were the
went
same
for
guys in there, like
Yeah.
and I
So
think
Bret
they have,
Hart should have been there.
Come on now.
no, these guys are
Bret
bigger
Hart
than
was a
Bret.
legend.
Imagine like Jimmy Snuka and
That's a huge Bret Hart
Rocky,
fan, so
like-
whenever I can bury
Are you a wrestling fan?
oh yeah, like the 80s and 90s wrestling,
Absolutely.
like the Iron Sheik and Sergeant Slaughter and
Yeah. It's funny, I was just talking about Sergeant. Somebody brought him up yesterday. He said, Sergeant Slaughter, like as a child, when he became the Iraqi sympathizer, shattered my heart. And I think that's the only time I ever rooted for Hulk Hogan. Was just like,
Yep.
please end this man. Because the damage that he did to me emotionally. I loved Sergeant Slaughter as a kid.
and I got to meet them years ago. My uncle was security.
Nice.
He was a police officer, so he worked security in New Haven Coliseum,
Okay.
which is long gone. But
Yeah.
so he was security for them.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I'll get you backstage. And like, seeing them backstage, like totally destroyed my whole.
Yeah.
Like I was used to
Because
them.
they're all nice to each other.
They were nice and they were all joking and they were getting drunk.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're all
Yeah. Back
roided,
then, they were-
coked, and drunked up.
They didn't do drugs out in that part. Like once they were done
Yeah.
and before.
Yeah.
But like Andre the Giant walks by with beers in each hand.
Yeah, looking like mini brands.
Yeah, and he's just drinking and how you doing? And he gets like, okay.
The stories of him drinking. Do you listen to any wrestling podcasts?
36 cans in like an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah, like from the arena to the hotel, he would throw back a case of beer or a case of wine.
Yes, the wine.
He had somebody sit shotgun, so he would drive, or he would sit shotgun. That's what it was. He would have a driver. He would sit shotgun, and he would have somebody in the back seat who would crack beers, hand them to him, and then crack a beer and hand it to him because he would drink so fast between the arena and the hotel that he would need somebody to just open his beers and pass them.
He's a massive dude.
Yeah, and not be drunk. He would just be Andre. Yeah, but I mean, a beer is like his big toe.
And back then, like they were working so hard. They didn't have like now they have a little bit of break, but
Yeah,
they go
yeah.
show to
They were
show to
traveling, driving to every show, no flights. Andre couldn't fly anyways. I mean, what
Well, he did fly. Like he had
if
certain
the
flights,
situations
and
were
he had to make
correct?
sure that he had a certain aircraft.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he couldn't fit on it.
yeah, yeah. He wasn't jumping on like the standard
JetBlue.
commercial. Yeah,
Spirit Airlines.
It had to be first class and certain like 747s.
yeah.
Any more questions, man?
No. I think I've invaded this man's privacy enough.
Well,
Now
congratulations.
his children are going to listen to this and be like, unhear it.
Oh, they're used to my shenanigans.
I think it's awesome, man. Congratulations.
I do too. Phenomenal.
I hope that in 20 years you're smaller than you are today.
I have to be bigger. I have to.
You want to bulk up
I'm trying to.
in the right way?
I don't want you to look like us.
It's tough to bulk up when you're only eating 1,500 calories a day.
Sure.
So, but you ever find yourself starving?
They are all pre-shrunk kind.
Physically, I can't be because I don't have the part of my stomach that produces the hunger hormone.
Is that part of the surgery?
Yeah. Mentally,
shit.
because like the lower portion of your stomach is actually what produces the hunger hormones.
Huh.
So that's gone now. So I don't.
So do you have to remember to eat sometimes?
Yes.
Hey, that's the name of my company. Where'd you find
Wow.
So I can literally go out, like I get ready for work, blah blah blah, pack my food, leave, get to work,
So these are actually
and
all
something will be happening. All right, I'll put my lunch in the fridge. All right, and someone will be, oh man, I'm gonna go to lunch. Like,
It's all right. It's a meeting.
Sorry.
all right, it's 11:30. I need to eat breakfast
You
Yeah.
want to take those two?
because
Yeah.
I don't get the anymore.
I'll get you
Yeah.
I mean, I get there's noises that happen because if I overeat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not from hunger.
No.
It's not from like I haven't eaten in 12 hours.
Or I'll be like sitting like
Yeah.
doing the Energizer Bunny like just down.
Yeah.
Like oh, I gotta get something in my.
Huh, that's really interesting.
Interesting.
You want to make a sale on this?
That's Huh.
That's why I'm always carrying like the pre-made protein shakes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Make sure you always have something in case.
I have a couple in the fridge at work. And,
Yeah.
like I try to keep it in the car, but it gets hot. And it's
Yeah.
Is
you
that
don't
your
want
trick to energy? Just protein?
a lot of protein, and even now I've been upping my carbs, just trying to get
Yeah.
everything in.
But clean carbs, not fried Oreo carbs.
Every now and then,
Well, hey,
gotta live.
Hey, listen, I'm with it. Again, because you can put weight back on
Yep.
having the surgery, so it's still a calorie thing where you have to watch what
Yeah,
you're
because you can actually re-stretch out that sleeve.
Yeah,
Like there's been people that have done it like all the time.
yeah.
You can actually burst it.
Yeah, it depends on
That
I
was
assume if you burst that, you probably die, no?
No, not right away. Like
But you're going to the hospital.
you're going to hospital, you're going back into surgery, and you're
cool.
yeah, it's
Your doctor's pissed. He's like, there's no way you were doing what I asked.
Is there a statistic for how many people actually keep the weight off?
Yes.
So I was told about you have a 75% failure rate after the first 2 years.
So during the first 2 years, most people keep it off.
Because during the first 2 years, you're
You're losing it.
and it's much harder. People start, there's like a 2 year, like they call it a honeymoon phase,
Yeah.
where you actually will, all right, now I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. Now I can just, let me get it a little more.
Yeah.
Sure, that happens in relationships too.
Yeah, in that relationships and everything,
Yeah.
you're at a job, you're like, all right, I can slack off a little bit
Yeah.
now. And if you don't watch what you're doing, you're
Yeah.
gonna
Get right back to where you were.
be right back to where you were.
How long's it been?
Almost
Thank you. Have a good one.
April, so
Support, guys. Very nice to meet you.
yeah, about a year and a half.
So are you scared of this 2-year period ending, or are you feeling good?
I'm always scared of it ending, but I'm using that fear to drive me to keep doing better.
Fear is fuel.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like I know where I was and I don't want to go back there ever again.
Right.
So I'm just constantly like, all right, like
What's that?
you know, I'm here, I'm like, all right, I want a steak and cheese sandwich.
Good stuff,
Don't eat it.
man. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let me ask you. This has been my theory, and I can't. My girlfriend wholeheartedly agrees. She's like, "Yeah, let's do that," and then we never do it. But okay, so you want a steak and cheese sandwich,
Yep.
and your wife probably has similar tastes to you. I mean, you guys are together all the time, so she also wants a steak and cheese sandwich. Can you just buy a steak and cheese sandwich and cut it in half?
100%.
Like every meal. Like, hey, I want to go to Ruby Tuesdays, and she's like, "Cool, let's do it. Let's order one thing. Let's eat what we want, but let's share what we want to eat."
And that's absolutely what we've done for the past year, like when we went to Disney.
Yeah,
Every year before that, we've always had the meal plan.
sure.
So we get that and we go to the best places we possibly can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This year, no meal plan because that's the Disney, the COVID thing. So we still went, and we're like, all right, you know, we went to the one place that had the really good the steaks.
Yeah.
We both agreed on what we wanted. We ordered it, and we just said, and just bring us an extra plate.
Yeah.
No problem.
Anybody break your balls about that?
Not once.
Okay, good.
No, why would they?
Well, everybody says that, you know, like, oh, you can't, you know,
Some places say they will charge you to split a meal.
some places, but Disney's pretty cool about, you know, that kind of thing. Like, so, you know, we got the filet and the you know the cheesy grits and all this.
Yeah.
Split it up. Boom, boom, okay. We both ate our protein first, and then had a little bit of the carbs and a little bit of the vegetables. All right, done.
When you cut that, who cut it? You cut it, I assume?
We
Who's
both did
picking
it.
the half?
I picked the half.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
That's what I was
Then
saying. You cut your half
I
bigger.
cut it, and I let her pick.
Oh.
Oh, see, I would cut
now,
it and then give myself the bigger half.
I would
But
tell her to cut
do
it,
the,
and I
do
would
the
pick.
psychological thing where I turn it. Like, which one do you want?
All right, I like it.
I want the one on the right. All right, my right. There you go.
She naturally ate less than I did.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
yeah, because she's a woman.
Well, and her, like, when they made my pouch, they made it slightly bigger because I was bigger, and mass-wise, I'm going to be bigger.
Yeah.
So they tailor it for everybody. Not everybody's not
It's
identical
not
for everybody.
Yeah, it's not a size.
If a
one size
6'5"
fits.
guy goes in,
He needs a bigger size.
he needs a bigger stomach.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mine would be, that big, short.
So I would like. I'm sure Tommy and I share a brain. So that website right there, number 9 podcast, right? You can email us and just say, hey, this is my contact info. We'll let you know when this episode is going to air.
Well,
But additionally, I want to hit you up in February, March, right before the end of the 2 years, and just revisit and go, you know, hey, where you at? How you feeling?
absolutely.
And we could, gladly revisit periodically and follow along.
Yeah, I love
Because
that.
I'm sure there are people who will listen to this and go, damn, I wonder what happened with that guy. And so
And
we
I'm
can
always
answer
open.
that.
Like my wife and I, we both answer questions.
She could be on.
Yeah, she'd love that. Because she's an amazing person. She's in so many aspects of healthcare. She hikes now. She just got back from New Hampshire, where she did like the 5 peaks
That sounds terrible.
in 2 days. Oh, I love camping.
Yeah.
I love camping in the camper.
Yeah, like being
We have
at the
we have
campsite.
like a 12-foot camper that we got. Like, that's like the minimum for me. Like, all right, it's got a bed and air conditioning. Good.
Did you get it when you were big or small?
We just got it this year.
That's
Smaller.
Could you imagine being as big as you were and being in that camper?
It wouldn't have been that bad because it's got a full-size bed.
Really?
It has a couch and it folds out to a full-size bed.
Nice.
And it's got a nice kitchen too.
Yeah, I feel like you haven't been inside one of the campers lately.
Not lately, no.
They are baller as shit. My parents just bought one.
So this is like a 12-footer, and it's got, it's not full height, but it's 1,700 pounds.
Do the sides
You
like
could
pop
tell
out?
when
No fold-outs. But it's like she's got a Bronco Sport,
Yeah.
so we can tow it with that.
Yep.
But it's got a couch, TV, air conditioning. The couch pulls down to a full-size bed, pretty comfortable now. It wouldn't have been that comfortable when I'm bigger, but
Yeah.
Right.
it's got a galley with a fridge and a microwave, and We got like a little
a hot plate.
black stone that we can take with us.
That's sweet.
A lot of them have stoves, like 2-burner stoves that are in there and stuff, and ovens.
Yeah, this has a 2-burner stove. Heat. It's got 2 propane tanks on the front, so and it came with like a mount for the burner. So like off the side, like it's got an awning.
Yeah.
Yep.
We actually can mount the Blackstone on the side,
Nice.
so I can do a full breakfast, dinners, everything on that thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, we took up to New Hampshire. We shot the SIG.
Okay.
We shot up at 6 hours, so we went up in that instead of getting a hotel. Like, all right, we got a little camp spot, hooked up to electricity.
Yeah.
So she's
My
also
purchase is a few minutes
Yep.
at 12 noon, right here for world famous.
Yeah, she's actually today. She's
Fair,
she's getting her NRA certificates for rifle shooting for the Boy Scouts.
Oh, okay.
So she can be an instructor, and she does a girl and a gun. She's trying to do so she can be an instructor for them.
She just gets hotter and hotter.
Yeah. She got the nails, she got the gun all done up.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
I'm glad we were able to get this before you left.
Yeah. What time are you out of here?
Put it on another hour. Going up to Rail Check Pepper tonight.
Okay.
Oh, nice. He was at Wu-Tang and Nas last night.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard it was a good show.
It was a good show. I was surprised.
I heard Nas is a little better though.
Nas was better. Busta Rhymes actually was disappointing.
Well, he was there too. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, he's jacked. I want like 29-year-old Busta Rhymes, 30-year-old Nas, and what I have is like 55-year-olds, and they don't have the wind, they don't have the passion, you know. Well, yeah, they're riding nostalgia, which is fine. I mean, it worked.
I mean, we're taking without ODB. It's like
ODB's son is filling in for him. They're actually calling him YDB, Young Dirty Bastard.
Breakdown from the
well, I didn't think like what Redman was there, Method Man was there.
No Redman, no Method Man. Inspector Deck, RZA, Jizza. Oh, now I'm drawing blank. All the other dudes, but no Method Man. Redman was never actually Wu-Tang, but because he was so close to Method Man, it seemed like he was Wu-Tang.
He always performed like that.
Yeah.
But then he'd be like, just try something different.
Yeah, because Redman. Well, Tom, that's an interesting perspective. I never thought about it that way. No, yeah, because they were like
It sounds good, but like,
Redman and Method Man were truly like one of the best duos ever. So you would just assume naturally that Method Man being a part of the group, Redman must be as well.
I just thought they were.
Oh god, such a bad movie.
because Red was a credit on the album.
Yeah.
Because he was at tracks and he was producing.
That's how big they are. So stay tuned next couple of years and we'll let you know what's going on at our 100.
Method Man
I
was
was
forever, bro.
a kid in the 90s, so I grew up on Wu-Tang, I grew up on Biggie, Tupac, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to some of it when I was a kid.
How you guys? What's up? How are you?
RZA was great, like between songs. So they didn't do, again, you've got an issue with wind at this point. They're very much tenured in their particular field. So they would do like a verse and a chorus and then a verse and, you know, kind of just jump song to song. But that would mean that like this guy and this guy would go and then this guy and this guy would go. So they were all resting a lot, which was probably the only way they could pull it off, which is good. But in between a lot of the stuff, RZA would do a lot of talking and talking about, you know, like when we started this, like we never saw this coming. We never thought there would be so many people who agreed with us or who saw the same things that we saw.
Yeah, originally there's a bunch of guys from Queens and Bronx and
Yeah, and like like we watched Nas like do the one mic thing, and then Nas, like everything Nas said, everybody felt, and then just like by proxy, we were like also New York rappers, and people were like, oh, all those New York guys, and we were like, no, it's just Nas, like. It's so cool that we were able, and very modest. He was awesome. I love RZA. It was good.
Nice.
All right.
It's like 40 years.
That's that.
Nice.
Thanks, Dave.
Nice.
Oh, did you do a good day with Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. So Dave, at the end of every show, I end it by saying, Number Niners, I say good day. That's the cadence. Number Niners, I say good day. So you and I are both going to say the whole thing. Number Niners, I say good day. Into the camera. Tom's going to do a little countdown for us. When he puts up the third finger, Number Niners, I say good day. Number niners, I say good day. Yeah.
Boom, right in the front.
Tom, are we still recording?
If I go over here and we're not recording, it'll be very